This book has a black cover from your point of view, and you're right. But from my point of view, it has a yellow cover. That's what perception is. Perceptions is what you see from your point of view. And that is why it is so important managing how people perceive you. My name is Oyinkan Kimade, and I'm a speaker and a workplace coach. I help people demonstrate confidence and communicate effectively at work, and I have a lot of resources, so check the description below. Today I'm talking about managing how people perceive you. It is often said that perception is reality. How people see you and what they think about you becomes who you are to them. And it's important you manage perceptions, especially negative perceptions, because if people think negatively about you, it's going to affect your work, it's going to affect your opportunities, it may get you fired. People have been fired because they think of them in a certain negative way. That includes regular employees and chief executives. They've been fired just because people perceive them in a bad light. So it's important as a professional that you manage perceptions. And the best way to go about it is to accept the reality of things. People won't always see things the way you do. People's reality is a little relative. There's some things that are black and white that it's not a matter of perspective. Truth is a truth and a lie is a lie. But I'm not talking of that in this regard. I'm talking about how people see or how people interpret what you do. That is based on the eye in which they see you. It's based on their perception. So you need to accept that so that you will be conscious to manage people's perception about you. People's realities aren't always the same. You may be trying to help someone and they don't even see, because from their point of view, you're trying to, make things difficult for them. Even in the simplest of things, talk about a color, a shade of a color, and you hear someone say it's one shade, another person says another shade, because they see things differently. So that is why, like I said, it's important you manage perceptions. So first, understand people's realities are different and be prepared. So when you understand people's realities are different, it helps you to prepare to manage perception. It helps you more conscious of how you manage things, especially perception, especially negative perceptions, pardon me. Now, how do you even know what people think about you? Like, you're not in their minds. Like, how would you know someone thinks of you in a good way or in a bad way? And that's why it's important that you have an open line of communication with the people you work with. It's not enough to just go to work, put your head down and mind your own business and not care what any other person thinks about you as far as you do your job. Remember, they have to see that you're doing your job. They have to know that you're doing your job, right? So communication is important if you want to understand how people think about you. How are you open to feedback? Especially negative feedback. If someone says something negative about your job, do you go into like an open confrontation, or do you lash out, or are you super defensive? If you keep hearing a negative feedback about what you do and you know that that's not what you're trying to do, then it's time to manage it. Because if that persists, then people begin to see you in that light. So be open to communication, be open to feedback. Don't see feedback as a bad thing, but see feedback as a tool on how you would know how people perceive you so that you can know what to do next. And that leads me to what you should do with the feedback that you get. You need to analyze every feedback you get, especially if it's negative and even if it's positive, because you want to do the things that look good and that people see you in the good light, in the good that you're trying to do. Also, you want to see if there's anything negative that you're doing that you need to correct, so that you can see what you can do. Is it the way you communicate? Is it the way you present? Is it your affect? What is it about what you do that makes people see you in the wrong light? You need to analyze that. And if you're not sure, look for someone that you can speak with that can shed some light on the feedback that you've received. Like I said, perception is reality. If you do not address these negative feedbacks, then people think that that is who you are. And that leads me to the next point, to learn to speak in the language of the people you're communicating with. Let people see that what you're doing will benefit them as well. If people see that what you're doing will benefit them as well, then they tend to see you in a more positive light. But if they're in the dark on how what you do benefits them, then they probably may misinterpret some actions, especially if you supervise a group of people. If you do certain things and they're questioning you, wondering whether you're working on their behalf, then you need to work more on how you communicate with the people that report to you. Let them understand what you do. Carry them along in the decisions they make. Listen to their ideas. And if you know that you cannot go with their ideas, explain to them why you can go with their ideas and why you're going with yours. Because sometimes you have to make those decisions because of the things you are aware of as a result of the position you occupy in the organization that you work for. The last thing I would say is to learn to find common grounds. A lot of people go to work. I've heard people tell me literally that they just go to work to do their jobs and they mind their own business. Now, I'm not telling you to go to work to have a party or to just, just have fun. No, but it's important that you have relationships with people, because it's from the relationships you have with people that you can find common grounds where you can do your work. It's from the relationships you have with people that you would hear. If they think of you in a negative way, you want to hear before it's too late. You don't want people submitting complaints about you that you don't know about. And then you have maybe your overall boss saying, hey, I've heard a lot of complaints about you. And you're like, no one ever told me. I never knew this was happening. That may be because you don't have that kind of relationship where they feel they can come to you to give you a feedback that is negative. So have the kind of relationships where people can come to talk to you about things that are important without being afraid of a backlash. The last thing too is to give time for people to change their minds. So if you know that you want to change how people think about you, it's going to take time because they've thought about you in a bad way. You have to give them time to think about you in a good way. And while you're giving them time to think about you in a good way, it is important that you highlight the things that they would like to see change. For example, if you have the people that report to you complain that you don't listen to them, when you start your meetings, put it in the agenda. Something that would indicate that you're listening to them, so you can say, hey, conversation time to talk to the manager, or manager's open book, whatever you want to let them know, and let people know that, hey, I've heard your complaints, but I don't talk to you, and I'm making an effort to change that. So I have put a special section of earmarked some time where you can, tell me what you think, because I would really want to hear from you. And the more you do this, the more they get used to you and they see you that you have changed. But that will take time. So I hope with these few tips, you're able to get one or two things that you can do to manage perceptions. And I'll see you in my other videos where I talk about workplace issues. So be sure to subscribe, because I do a lot of work, I do a lot of research. So that all you have to do is drink your coffee and listen to me talk. I think that works for both of us well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.